slots to be filled. I know you were dying to
Well,
talk
no,
about baseball.
you know what? Is it wrong? Is it bad that every time people talk about the Astros, I still consider them in the National League? Is that bad?
No, I think a lot of people. I think a lot of baseball people still think they're in the National League.
But whatever. I mean, for the longest time, I still thought
Well, it was
Seattle was in the
Yeah.
AFC. So.
It was one of the dumbest things ever. I think you had You had 16 teams in the National League and 14 in the American League. It was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Just move one.
Yeah.
But anyway, they worked it out. Like in baseball, it just takes them a couple years. Roger Goodell sends a letter to all 32 teams asking them to stand for the national anthem.
And, you know, I'm just going to say, I think this is somehow going to make it worse.
That's probably a good call.
Because, first of all, Goodell, for all the money he makes, and I think he makes over $40 million a year.
He might not this year.
It seems like he just doesn't understand how to handle problems like this. Now, look, I don't know how many of us would have known how to handle this problem. I've been thinking about this because I knew we'd talk about it and trying to figure out a way to even discuss this because now it's become so polarized.
Oh, yeah.
You either stand for the flag or you hate America.
That's what it's become.
Or you kneel for the anthem or you side with bigotry.
Right.
There's no in between. And I'm sitting here and I kind of get why some people knelt to begin with to make a point. I don't get why they're still doing it because obviously that point is lost. The whole reason Kaepernick was doing it, and correct me if I'm wrong, was because he wanted to protest police brutality or what he thought was police brutality.
That was his claim.
Okay, now all we talk about is, are you patriotic or not, or should you be booted from the country? Or, as our president is tweeting, should you be in some other kind of tax bracket because you don't stand for it? And I don't think Roger Goodell can make people stand for the
Well, see,
anthem.
in fairness to Roger Goodell, he does not say you must stand for the anthem. His letter, and I didn't read the entire thing, but here's the gist of it. He said, we need to move past the controversy. This is basically hurting our bottom line. That's what he's saying. So he says, look, we're going to some way give you a more of a voice. We're going to give you more of a platform to talk about the issues that matter. But this is not the way to do it because we're just alienating our fans. So we need to respect, the majority, I guess, that people are saying. It is honoring America. It is honoring the flag. You're honoring heroes that have died for this country, and that's kind of what the letter is, from my understanding.
Okay, and I understand what he's saying. I think this letter is about 6 weeks or 6 months late.
Probably so.
Should have done it
Well, who
before
would have thought it'd last this long?
Well, you could see it coming. You could see it coming because we were talking about it through the summer a little bit. Then in the preseason, we started talking about it.
If Donald Trump had not tweeted in the beginning to reignite it, would it still be this?
He's made it worse. And Pence, for everybody who says it was such a great idea for him to go and then walk out, he knew they were going to kneel. To me, these things aren't helping. And I know some people believe Pence was uber patriotic to go and just show that if you kneel, I'm leaving, and then leaving. I look at it like, hey, it cost about $500,000 for him to fly over there and do this. I'd rather use that money for something else. I feel like that's a waste. And I think he could have used, if you want to do something, why don't you tweet about it? That's free. And it's also not helping. You are putting a bigger spotlight on this whole thing. The whole thing has gotten out of control from both sides. And yeah, I want everybody to stand for the anthem. I do. I stand for the anthem. I'm going to stand for the anthem. I believe that's what you should do. At the same time, I don't think we should all pretend like there haven't been times when you've been walking to the bathroom or you've been walking to the concession stand and you didn't stop what you were doing to listen to the anthem. Some people do. But there are a lot of times I've been at a game and I've seen people continue just about their merry way while the anthem's going on before all these protests. So I do have a hard time believing some people are so incredibly offended, and I also have a hard time believing or I have a hard time siding with people who say if you stand, you're standing for bigotry. That's not true either. It's okay to say when he first knelt, he had a point. I wish he hadn't done it that way. I think it was a bad way to do it. I think it was a bad way to try and express yourself. But
he started by sitting.
He did start by sitting.
And then it would say, maybe it'd be better if I knelt, or that would,
but then when it caught on, see, now that all these other people are sort of catching on to his coattails, I think in a way they're worse. There's no way they're only siding with him blindly. They're not siding with him for what he's standing for. They're just standing with him. So, like, I'm going to get in on this too, is what it seems like.
And I don't know if this is actually true, but it was put forth the other day that he had stated that if an NFL team would sign him, he would stand for the game.
But see, and Jerry Jones is now.
So what does that say? I mean, what?
I know. He's like, look, maybe that. In fact, though, if he started standing for the anthem, that would be almost a protest. Now.
They might go after him.
Well, look, and then about 4 weeks ago, there was an erroneous quote credited to Jerry Jones.
Apparently accurate, though.
But now he's backed up the quote that didn't happen. Now he's made it happen, where he's saying, "I'm going to make people." You can't make people do it.
Sure, you can. If you're the owner of the team.
And then you're going to cut them, and you're going to have to pay them.
Well, not in the NFL. Well, you cut them in tournament.
If you cut them,
all he said was you don't play. I mean, you can not necessarily cut them, but I mean, he just says you don't go.
Look, it's so funny to me that Jerry Jones is all about an appeal for Ezekiel Elliott for domestic violence. Yeah. But which to me that's another thing. Everybody protesting the NFL and boycotting the NFL. Y'all know we've been rooting for guys, not all of them, but some guys who have been rapists and murderers and arsonists and other forms of criminal behavior.
Who's the dude at Ole Miss?
Fighters and adulterers and heavy drinkers and dope smokers. On and on into the night. We've done it all. We've supported them all. In college, in pro, and now this is what turns us against everybody. Look, the whole thing has gotten out of control, and I think everybody needs to take a step back. I think it is bad for the NFL, though, because I'll tell you this. If you've watched any of the NFL, there have been some good games, but some of them have been flat out unwatchable, and it's not as much fun. College football is 10 times more fun to watch. Now, we're from Alabama. Maybe we're biased, but I have found myself, I'm not boycotting the NFL. I'm not going to pretend I am, but I watch the NFL only to see, A, Alabama players, and B, my fantasy team. That's what I watch the NFL for.
I used to, come home on Sunday and I'd turn on the Red Zone and I'd watch it, or keep an eye on it while I was doing other things. I'll be honest with you, this season, I don't know if it's this. It's probably partly that. But I have watched less NFL football this year than I've ever watched in my life. No, and and again, I'm like you. I'm not purposefully, boycotting it, but it just seems like I'm sick of all of it.
But see, that's my point. Is that's where I think NFL has really missed their opportunity in terms of getting a hold on this earlier. Because for the longest time, didn't it feel like Sunday's pro football, man? I've got to watch it now. Sometimes you just suffered through it, But you're like, I can't miss it because I might miss that play. I might miss that guy do that thing. Well, now, see, when people start boycotting or they see all this other political strife involved, they're like, I don't really care about that.
Involved.
And they find out that there's a whole day that's free, that they don't have to be a slave to football. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now they found other things to do, and they're like, oh my gosh,
I
can get yard work done. I can talk to my wife.
I could go to church.
I could give my time freely to an organization that's good for something. Or instead of paying extra money to get an NFL direct ticket at $230 a month, or go to a game and it's going to cost me $1,200. And so that's where the NFL's missed the boat. You used to have to watch it, and now you don't have to watch it.
It's interesting times we live in. You remember when sports was simple?
Yeah, but was it always that simple? Because didn't Muhammad Ali do a lot of stuff like this?
Though.
Weren't there a lot of guys that did it, but we just didn't have the Twitter?
Yeah, but that was boxing. That wasn't football.
But
the worst thing we had to worry about was gambling.
In football?
Can we go back to that day?
Yeah, but we also didn't know we had to worry so much about CTE and everything else.
Exactly.
But, part of this is because football is overexposed, because frankly, when Kaepernick started all this, San Francisco was so bad, I don't think anybody noticed.
Up against our first break here, but don't go anywhere. More of Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. At Main Street Family Urgent Care, we want you to know one of the benefits of our clinic. We have a self-pay option that allows you to get the most out of your visit. That means you don't have to worry about receiving a large bill after your visit. $125 covers all in-house labs, stitches, x-rays, or injections, and we have a selection of antibiotics available in the clinic. We want you to feel better fast at Main Street Family Urgent Care, open 7 days a week in Alexander City across the street from Walmart. Feel better fast.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Bliss with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized E-Z-GO cart dealer that has no limits on a perfect E-Z-GO cart. Whether it's a fully customized cart or a stock-made cart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best E-Z-GO carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Just beginning the show, we'll move on and talk a little bit about high school football, but one final point. Let's cap the NFL talk.
You know, and this has been made before, but I like NFL football as my escape. Okay, I like football in general as an escape. You know, you forget about all the stuff going on, and understand sometimes people need to use those platforms so that they can make a stand and bring something to light. But this has obviously gotten lost somewhere in the shuffle, and I like having my escape. So I don't want to boycott the NFL forever. I'm not boycotting it right now. I'm a little bit perturbed with the whole situation from everybody's side because it's been totally mishandled from the moment Kaepernick started this to the moment Roger Goodell finally sends out a letter trying to get a hold on it. But to me, it reminds me of, you know, I used to be a big fan of the Jeffersons. I used to love the Jefferson Show.
I did too.
And then but I always knew I didn't want to see the Jeffersons when the Jeffersons would say, next week on a very special episode of the Jeffersons, they're going to try and make some morality point. I don't want them to. Make me laugh. When Florence made fun of Mr. J, I laughed every time. I thought it was funny. When he danced when he, I cheered for him when he opened up that 7th dry cleaner. I was happy for him. I don't want to.
It was the night somebody threw a brick through the window. That was the special one.
That was a special one. Well, no, it was the night where he got stabbed. Remember, he hired a bodyguard.
Okay.
And the all-girl female gang, they stabbed him. You remember that?
I don't recall now.
Well, all-girl female gang. That's a little bit redundant, but all-female gang. They stabbed him in the stomach.
This is
spoiler. He made it.
This is a Warriors situation.
It was. And he had hired a bodyguard who wasn't the brightest.
Okay.
And the bodyguard sort of got lost or got tricked by something and walked away, and it was just George against like 3 females, and he said, he's basically stood up to him, and then one of them stabbed him right in the stomach, and that's when everybody, the tape studio audience went, woo.
The tape studio audience. We've talked about the very special Different Strokes episode. No, that was not.
That was look. First of all, there was nothing special about that one.
Ooh, no.
That was
guy,
a little
I'm gonna tell you
tough for
something.
him.
That guy from WKRP in Cincinnati, he needs to be locked up. Did you finish off?
I think so. Well, I'm
ready. I'm ready to move on. I mean, I was ready to move on 2 weeks ago.
The problem is now the people whose voice is not heard in all this, I think, are the people like you and me who are saying, "Hey, just everybody step back for a second." And
I think we can all be heard, and we can all win in this situation. Something good can come from it, but not if we continue down the same road.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just not gonna. It ain't gonna happen. Moving on to high school, pretty decent week in local area. Bishop Russell got a big win over Chilton County, 34-0. Dable, tough times. Tallahassee, 54-13 winners there. Horseshoe Bend, couldn't get it really going against Lafayette, 40-0. Ranburn goes down to Reeltown, 34-28. Central Coosa, another tough one. Pike County, 65-0. However, there may be some light at the end of the tunnel. Coosa hosts B.B. Comer this Friday night. B.B. Comer's 0-6. Central Coosa's 0-6.
Somebody's winning.
Somebody's going to win. Somebody is going to leave happy. I don't know who it's going to be, but that one may be one to keep an eye on.
And Coosa's in a bad situation. I don't know exactly how many players they're playing with this year, but it's not a full boat. No. It is not a full boat of players.
No, it's not. It's almost dangerous. I mean, really, to be honest about it.
The numbers. I've heard numbers like 17 to 19 players. You don't have 2 starting units.
Yeah,
that's tough.
How do you even scrimmage in practice?
It's tough. I don't know. I mean, and I don't know what B.B. Comer's situation is. I know I'm picking Coosa. I'm pulling for you, Coosa.
Yeah, I mean, really, I'm pulling for them. This will be a big win. Of course, I mean, the poor kids from B.B. Comer High.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to cheer for them, too.
That is true.
They're having a tough year. Minor is at Benjamin Russell. Minor 3-3. Elmore County 1-6 at Dayville 3-4. Don't sleep on Elmore County, though. They beat Handley.
Yeah, that's true. But Dayville is they're a cornered animal right now. They got to come out swinging.
Yeah, no choice. Vincent 4-2 is at Horseshoe Bend 2-4, and Reeltown 3-3 at Lafayette 5-1. That's going to be tough for Reeltown.
Yeah, that's going to be tough for Horseshoe Bend and Reeltown to win those games, I think.
Local area, Central Phoenix City wins again, big. Hewitt Trustful wins. That I thought was going. We talked about that Saturday. Was supposed to be maybe a Bob Jones give them a little. Not so much. Hoover 59-7 over Oak Mountain. Thompson rolls again. Spanish Fort, great game though.
Yeah, and Thompson and Spain Park, I believe, play this week, and that's not a bad game. You got Jay Barker's son at quarterback for Spain Park. You got Talia Tungo-Vailoa at quarterback for Thompson, of course. So that's going to be a game where they sling it all over the field. Spain Park was actually beating Hoover, and Jay Barker's son had a big game. So I need to just quit calling him Jay Barker's son. Probably, I bet you he doesn't like.
He probably doesn't have a name.
I know he's got. Okay. I know I'm going to call him Barker right now, but his first name escapes me. But I'm just going to quit calling him.
Does it start with a J?
Look, man. Don't put me on the spot. I was all I could do to remember. I think it's Talia Tungo-Vailoa. I'm not even 100% sure.
I would not even attempt that. Beauregard starting to get cranked up. After Valley beats Dayville last week, go down 45-0.
You know what? This is so interesting. Every time you think Beauregard now, I think, well, who's going to be Mr. Football this year? Is it going to be Asa Martin at Austin, who's having a big game? He had over 300 yards rushing this past week. Could it be an offensive lineman like Clay Webb or Pierce Quick, both juniors, by the way?
Clay Webb was in Auburn this weekend.
Could it be a quarterback, maybe one of the younger guys, or maybe James Foster at Sidney Lanier, who's having a great year? Nobody's really talking about him. He's committed to Missouri. The kid at Parks Crossing is having a big year. He's also committed to Missouri, I think. Then, Bo Nix, if he hadn't gotten hurt, he's missed at least one game. Yeah, okay. He missed last week, I want to say, and may miss this week. I'm not 100% on that, but he was having a huge year. Tungo Vailoa, he's throwing the ball all over the field. Paul Tyson at Hewitt Trustful, he's killing it. I mean, the Justin Ross, I hadn't even brought him up. Coinus Miller at Jackson Olin. There's so many big names this year. Usually there's somebody you go, okay, that guy's winning Mr. Football. Kerryon Johnson, he's going to win Mr. Football. Because it's both an achievement for that year and a career achievement award. But this year, I don't know where in the world you go with it.
St. Paul's a winner over Jackson. Central Clay won. Sylacauga over Talladega. Andalusia over Thomasville. Childersburg over Handley. Anniston over White Plains. And Mumford over Elmore County. We're up against a break, but don't go anywhere. More of Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering, or even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offer full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Farnell Mechanical gives you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable.
Trust Farnell Mechanical to provide perfect air for your family.
What perfect feels like. Lennox.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just one dime down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just one dime down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Advanced Heating and Air, your authorized East Central Alabama train dealer. Call Advanced Heating and Air. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. About an hour and a half left in tonight's program. Andy and Luke here with you until 9 o'clock. The Alabama Crimson Tide stay undefeated, winning 27-19 as they travel to College Station. Turned into a very interesting game. I think it was maybe a little bit closer than most even anticipated in the first half, although Alabama takes a 17-3 lead into the half, and I think everybody just assumed they would kind of methodically, move on out and are moving on up again. You got me thinking about
you got you on Jefferson's.
But just kind of wear them down and end up winning probably by 3 or 4 touchdowns in the second half. But Texas A&M, I was surprised the most with their defense, playing as well as they did against Alabama, especially in the second half. Take away the 75-yard run, which you can't do because it happened, but they held Alabama's running game in check, certainly better than anybody else has this year.
That game took a turn early in the third or midway through the third with Robert Foster.
Right.
And he's been called out by a lot of people. I'm not necessarily calling him out. I'm just speaking the truth. That Alabama had a 1st and 10. They go deep. Foster's wide open. It wasn't a great pass from Jalen Hurts, but it's a pass you got to catch at the same time, especially if you're an elite 5-star receiver with dreams of playing in the NFL. Robert Foster did not catch it, but we had an illegal man downfield anyway, so they move it back 5 yards. It's 1st and 15. We run up the middle, get about 2 yards, and then the next play, throw it to Robert Foster on a little out route, and he flat drops it. If he catches it, he either gets a first or is 3rd and short. And if Alabama gets that first down, there's no doubt in my mind Alabama goes down and scores. It's either 27-3 or 31-3, and then it's over. Because Texas A&M fans were full throat right there. Give them a lot of credit for staying in it. A lot of teams aren't going to stay in it with Alabama at 24-3. It's your own place. Yeah. They're not going to be into it. I've got to give Texas A&M a lot of credit. But the next play, Robert Foster catches a ball and has Alabama's first turnover of the year.
What was it? I mean, was it the game plan? Come on, say, let's get the ball to Robert Foster.
No, but I do believe this. I do believe that. I believe you're on to something. I've been trying to figure that out, like why. Why Robert Foster? Why right then? And I think they are trying to get some other receiver to step up. And I think this may have been Robert Foster's audition. But if it was his audition, that's not good news.
Well, what? So you're saying he had 2 drops, and he had his stat line was 1 catch for 1 yard and 1 fumble.
He may have had another catch in the game. I don't remember.
I think that
may have been it,
line, if I remember.
But he did fumble, and then you could tell he was distraught about it. He was unhappy with himself, obviously.
First turnover of the year for
The
Alabama.
problem is, it's just like anything else. Momentum is a crazy thing, and once that switch is flipped, it's hard to get it back. Now, give Alabama's defense credit. Everybody's saying Texas A&M this, and I get it. Texas A&M is better than I thought. We shouldn't be that incredibly surprised, though. They hammered UCLA for 3 quarters, and then they just didn't know how to finish. Yeah. Well, this is kind of what Alabama did. Alabama knows how to finish. They just didn't do it. And I think this is why it's a good thing for Saban, because Saban now gets to say, this is why we need to keep beating people when we're up. It's a 2010 Auburn game in a sense, where he can say, this is why you don't ever let up. You don't ever let up. You don't know what's going to happen. Now, a lot of things would have had to have happened for Texas A&M to legitimately be back in this. I mean, they tried an onside kick, but it wasn't close.
Well, if they score, instead of throwing an interception at the 1 yard line, it could have been very interesting, I think. Because there would have been
they still would have had to score again.
I know, but I mean,
and they would have had to get a 2-point
There would
conversion.
have been plenty of time, and their defense was playing really well. And I think Alabama was getting a little tight, to be quite honest.
They were, but again, I think that's one of the Minkah Fitzpatrick. If you've seen the detail he went into when talking about that interception, he said, "I knew they were in this formation, so I knew they were going to try and do this, and he was going to roll out that way. So I baited him a little bit." And when Minkah says it, you can say, "Oh, he's just blowing smoke." It sounded like he knew exactly what was about to happen.
Well, I can sum it up. It was a freshman making a bad throw.
It was a horrible throw.
That's what you expect. It's a give and take. He's getting better, though. I'll admit, I was impressed with him, especially
how many people in the country could have gotten away from the pressure when he threw that touchdown pass?
He made some escapes Saturday that I hadn't seen before. from him.
They were Manziel-esque.
They were.
Because I'm going to tell you, he had Raekwon Davis barreling down on him, and he spun the wrong way. Sometimes when you do that against Alabama, you get knocked in the next week. And I got to give him total credit. But look, I will say this too. I don't know if it was a catch or not. I mean, I couldn't tell because they didn't even review it that much on TV. How do you not even just review that? They didn't review it.
What's
the catch of Christian Kirk? They didn't review it at all. They went up there and kicked it and moved on. And I thought, man, they reviewed just about every touchdown for any reason. How do you not review that one? Because when I first saw it, I thought it was a touchdown. Then when I saw the replay, I said, his knee may have been down on the white chalk. But we don't know because there wasn't a great view that they showed us on TV. But the replay booth may have had another view, and they never reviewed it. I just thought it was odd. Again, it has not been a banner year for SEC officials.
No. And is it any year?
No, but it's getting, and I hate it for them because I do think they are in a really bad spot in terms of we have the benefit of review, and we get to see all this stuff. And then they're also in a bad position of, for instance, the fumble that Mond had. It wasn't a fumble. It was his arm was going forward. But what if somebody had been blocking that view of his arm going forward on 3 different locations, and that had been called a fumble? You know, that's why when people say, let it go and then you can always reverse it, that doesn't work all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think, look, it's hard. It's a hard job. I hate it for them, but the SEC officials are not having a great year. And speaking of that, you know, I get to hear all the time and see on Facebook all the time that Alabama gets every call. You know what Alabama ranks in terms of opponent penalties?
All it just said was Alabama's opponents have gotten more
Alabama's opponents rank 127th out of 130 for calls. Their whole defensive line's going to the NFL. They never get called a holding against them. A little odd, right? I mean, just an anomaly, I guess.
Could be. Yeah, that's strange things happen.
Strange things happen, man.
Well, I mean, were you ever concerned watching the game?
Not really, because I mean, it would have taken such a series of events that I was thinking it's kind of like the kick six. There's some Alabama fans who still haven't gotten over it. I'm over it in the sense of when it happened, Justin Clayton, who was here earlier, he's our former producer or sometimes producer, he texted me before that kick and said, y'all are going to make this. I said, there's a better shot it gets blocked and returned. I thought it was going to be blocked and returned. I didn't think it would be a kick six. And, you know, I could sort of see it coming. Sometimes you're like, man, what are you supposed to do about that? I mean, you can't. But if Texas A&M had come back from that, I'd be like, what in the world are we supposed to do? I mean, we had him corralled. He made a fantastic play, and things happen. You know, it's sort of like the Manziel game. Alabama, people forget, Alabama was on the 4, and we decided to pass it 3 straight times.
Right. That's true. Doing an interception much like the one.
On 4th down.
Yeah. Up against the break, Alabama will take on Arkansas this week. Ooh. Watch out for the Razorbacks.
And by the way, their starting quarterback may be out, and you know what their backup is? 6'7", 270. He might as well just wear a target.
Yeah. More to come right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems for zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote in terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
When enjoying the lake this season, make sure to drop by Harbor Point Marina for all your gas, snacks, boating supplies, and beverage needs. Harbor Point also wants you to come see our remaining 2017 Crest pontoons, priced to move at all-season pricing. Harbor Point Crest sales have been tremendous, and they're ready to unload their remaining 2017 Crest Tritoons to make way for the 2018 order. Come see the best in pontoons at our 2017 season closeout prices. Act now because inventory is limited, and enjoy your new Crest pontoon this year. For all your own water needs and sacrifice pricing on Crest pontoons, get to the point. Harbor Point at Still Waters on Lake Martin.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Got to get to Gills. Selection and price. Got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
Bills Electric is your local expert for LED lighting retrofits for commercial and industrial applications. Bills Electric can survey your facility and develop lighting retrofit solutions utilizing the latest in LED technology and controls. In many cases, energy savings alone can generate a payback of 2 years or less. Additionally, LED lighting has an expected lifespan of up to 100,000 hours. Call the Lamborns today at 256-234-4555.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable, quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
We love football season.
Don't pass on these deals.
Drive a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab 4x2 Express for $289 down, $289 a month during Ram Power Days at Bice Motors.
Score big and save all season long.
Lease the all-new redesigned 2017 Jeep Compass Latitude for just $149 a month.
Drive in for the savings. Drive out with the win.
Come see us in Alex City. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. A request during the break. Can we get a little Eddie-O?
Well, you have to be the sideline reporter and ask me what I think the team needs to do that because we've had so many injuries.
Yeah, Coach suffered a lot of injuries in the first half there.
That don't matter. Next man up. We Tigers. Go Tigers. That's exactly what he did at halftime, and it was a fantastic moment.
It was.
And I told you off air that, look, I love Ed Orgeron not because he's this lovable giant Cajun teddy bear, which he kind of is, and not because Alabama and Auburn are probably going to beat him pretty regularly, but because he brings color to the SEC. And I think that is what has defined us as a conference. The Steve Spurrier taking jabs at Auburn and Alabama and Georgia and Tennessee. Can't spell citrus without UT. That's great, man. Nobody does that anymore. And I was talking about Kentucky with Hal Mumme. I still remember him with the towel around his neck. It's great when the SEC has real flavor. That's what we're about.
No doubt. So, don't you you imagine that his breath is like some combination of jambalaya and bourbon?
Oh, there's no question. His gumbo has something extra special in it.
Let's go to the phone line.
Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Luke. It's Randy.
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
Glad to be on with y'all. Seems like plenty of topics up tonight. I was listening on y'all's Alabama talk and just wanted to chime in a little bit on that.
Well, go for it.
Watching the game on Saturday night, I'm kind of with Andy. It's I thought Jalen threw some really good balls throughout the game, and he's still the one person on this Alabama team that you go, that guy right there, kind of like Deshaun was for Clemson, he can beat us. And but if there's anything, I'm interested to hear from you as one that's a fan, Luke. What flaws are starting to present themselves for Alabama now that maybe we didn't expect a couple of weeks back when we get back into the talk of Nick Saban saying, come on, media, y'all are killing us for the most part.
Rat poison.
Rat poison.
Start treating Alabama like an NFL team almost. But what flaws are you noticing as a fan that's concerning you?
Well, let me say this. I'm not recognizing anything new, nothing we didn't already know. You take Calvin Ridley out, Alabama's got questions at wide receiver. And I think they were just magnified by the fact Robert Foster had a really bad game. If you stop the run, you make Alabama less effective. The problem is stopping the run isn't all that easy. People tend to forget they were up 24-3. And Alabama's also competing with their own expectations all the time. When they were up 24-3, people just expected it to be a 56-3 route because that's just what happens. Well, you're going to have a fumble or two. You're going to have an interception or two eventually. Alabama hadn't had one in 7 or 8 games. But I think all the flaws were there already. It's not like there's anything new necessarily. But I also think, Randy, that in every season, every championship season, tell me a team that beat everybody by a bunch of points. In 2009, Alabama had the Rocky Block. In 2010, just about every Auburn game was close when Auburn wins it all. In 2011, Alabama and LSU, mano a mano, 9-6 in Tuscaloosa. In 2012, Alabama loses to Texas A&M of all teams. 2013, you just go down the list. I mean, everybody is going to have a hiccup, and the question is, can you survive that? And I've long maintained that you play your best game 2 or 3 times a year, you play your worst game 2 or 3 times a year, and everything in between is what you are. And I think what we saw from Alabama this past week is probably going to end up being one of their worst games and probably one of Texas A&M's best games, and they just happen to coincide.
And I'm sorry, Luke, because his name's escaping me, but do you think it's about time to take the training wheels off of the receiver out of Montgomery? That
Henry Ruggs.
To me, he just looks the part, looks like a playmaker, looks like things come easy to him. We always talk about that even on the high school side. Some players just make football look easy, and Ruggs right now just does a lot of things well, and I wonder if he gets more involved in the offense moving forward.
I want to see Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, and Devontae Smith all get more involved, and I think they did get more involved this week. Jeudy actually had a couple of receptions from Jalen Hurts, which is a little bit weird because he usually gets all his passes thrown to him from Tua. But Devonta Smith was targeted on a deep pass. You could have called pass interference, but they didn't. And so at least they're throwing deep to him. And then Ruggs caught another touchdown, which is the 3rd on the season. I think that's tied for the tops on the team. And I think, Randy, you may have missed earlier, but Andy and I were talking about maybe this was Robert Foster's audition tape to try and be the solid, unquestioned number 2 behind Ridley. And if that's what it was, because they went to him 3 out of 4 plays on a big series in the game in the middle of the 3rd quarter, and none of them turned out well, then that's bad news for him. And I think you're going to see some of these freshmen get a lot more opportunities.
Well, they're showing their worth when they're out there, and they deserve the opportunity. I'll say this for Robert Foster, though. You hope for the guy that he's shown at least glimpses of being the 5-star that he was, especially on that big touchdown catch that he had where he kind of separated himself from the secondary going in for the touchdown. So a couple of drops, you'd hate that. You know that Nick Saban coach's team is not going to him because he's not showing his worth in practice. He's just not that kind of coach. He's not doing that just to try to get somebody out there. So I hope he gets another chance. Before I go, Andy, I haven't been able to talk Auburn with you, and we got our Auburn Blitz program that I'll be back with you tomorrow, and excited to have it on some new outlets, not only on Charter Channel 3 that you're watching here from 12 to 1 each weekday, but also 105.1 The Lake. Glad to be on that radio station, but I haven't had a chance to tune in, but golly, it's like Luke says, Auburn is an enigma. We can play like gangbusters, and I want to just completely get back on the bus and be as thrilled as I can possibly be from this past Saturday and the last 3 or 4 weeks, and kind of what we did last year. We just hope Jarrett Stidham's the difference maker, but just some of your thoughts on Auburn right now, and I'll hang up and listen to y'all.
Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it. Yeah, I thought, I said this today, Auburn's ranked number 10 now in the AP poll. It's the first time they were ranked 9th last year, going to Georgia. And I'd be surprised if they were really a top 50 team going to Georgia. This time I actually feel like they deserve it. I think they've earned their way into the top 10. They feel like probably they look like to me one of the 10 best teams in the country, at least the way they're playing right now. I really believe in their defense. I think it's getting, as long as they can stay healthy, and as long as Jarrett Stidham can stay healthy, I think that the offense continues to improve. And I really like Auburn's chances to go down to Baton Rouge and erase a streak that's been going on since 1999. 8 straight losses down there, and not a lot of them have been close. So we'll find out. I'm like Randy. I'm petitioning to get back on the bus. And I guess this is just who we're going to be. We start slow, and we have an embarrassment, and then we get a little better as time goes on.
You know what's so funny about the top 10 talk now is when you listen to any other show, they talk about the top 10. We got to go to break. I'll talk about that when we come back.
All right, more to come on this edition of Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Toon with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
Do not buy a car this week
until you check out Hyundai of Auburn.
Max trade value, max savings,
my max markdowns,
max credit union and other lenders ready to approve with the max warranty.
America's best 10 years.
When we deal, we pay off your trade no matter what you owe.
And like Christmas, it's just once a year.
And only one place, Hyundai of Auburn.
Get down here today.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Satterfield on Highway 280 in Alex City. Satterfield is the Lake Martin area's Big Green Egg and Accessories headquarters.
Accessories. Welcome back to Sports Blitz Live. We want to finish up our talk about Alabama as they'll take on Arkansas this weekend. I think 30 points was the initial line for this game.
Well, Alabama's a 30-point favorite and Georgia's a 30-point favorite over Missouri. Has there ever been a time that you remember two SEC opponents are underdogs by 30 points each to other SEC opponents?
No, I don't keep up the lines that much.
On the same weekend.
It seems unlikely.
It does seem very unlikely.
All right, Luke, true or false? It seems like we've done this question so many times this year.
Okay.
Brett Bielema will be the coach at Arkansas in 2018.
I'm going to stick with true.
It's getting harder to say
It's getting
that.
a lot harder. I thought very true earlier, but now, I mean, look, I don't know who Arkansas can't. They can't come close to Alabama. This may get out of hand.
Oh yeah.
You know, this may escalate quickly, in the words of Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
But and then they play Auburn the next week. I mean, dude, it's going to be tough. But he does have. He's got some games later on. He's got the two Mississippi schools. I think if Austin Allen's there, he could beat both of them. Could. I'm not saying he will.
Could.
I'm saying could.
They gave up 48 to South Carolina, by the way.
Yeah. I know, man.
They're not beating Mississippi State.
Let me have this. I can't let it go.
Fill in the blank. The only way the Razorbacks can compete with Alabama is to blank.
If they call it off due to lack of interest?
Is to cheat.
Badly. I mean, really badly.
If they call it off. What's the chances Arkansas scores a touchdown against Alabama?
10%?
This is what it's come to.
10%? I mean,
that's accurate.
I'm not saying there's no chance.
That's accurate.
You actually got it right.
0% that Vandy scored, 0% that Ole Miss scored. Arkansas, can they actually score a touchdown? That's what it's come down to.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough for them. I mean, I'll be honest. And Alabama's mad.
Yes. Over under, 50-point margin of victory.
I'm going to take the over. I am. Because I think Alabama is going to – I mean, look, I think Tua's going to get in there. And see, here's the thing. When Tua Tagovailoa gets in there, you can't just be typical backup, run student body right, student body left, or between the tackles. You can't do that. You got to let Tua get his reps.
They actually open up the offense.
It actually gets worse.
Oh, boy. All right, now this is you should have had prior notice. You didn't get the sheet, so I'm dropping this on you.
Drop a bomb.
A little twist on what's the word. Come up with a nickname for Cole Kelly. 6'7", 270-pound quarterback for Arkansas that will start against Alabama.
I'm afraid I already used my joke, but I'm going to say Target. That's his nickname. Or Bullseye.
He's a big Bullseye.
Yeah.
He's a big target.
6'7", 270, man.
That's like Battleship Lorenzen Jr.
That is. That's usually the size of an Arkansas tackle.
Yeah. That's Dan Skipper.
Dan Skipper
territory.
Yeah, that is.
But he came in and got a bunch of first downs against Texas A&M.
He also he came in and got a touchdown against South Carolina in the fourth quarter. He also threw a pick six, so they kind of.
Well, I'm talking about against Texas A&M. He had several first downs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but that was all he would do. He would come in and get a first down and then he'd leave.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really helping
things
much. But so what's the final score of this game?
I mean, I'm going to say 55-3. I mean, and it sounds so elitist when I say it, but then like that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, has happened.
There's
history to back it up.
They let South Carolina score 48 and only scored 21, right?
22.
22?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not.
And most of it was in the second half.
Yeah, it's not
it was
crazy.
In a half.
It's not a crazy notion. I mean, and here's the thing: Najee Harris didn't really play against Texas A&M. He didn't get a carry, so he's going to get some carries here, and he's going to want to make up some ground. I mean, Brian Robinson's going to get some carries. Josh Jacobs is going to get some carries. They're going to want to do some things. They're going to want to score. This isn't going to be typical backup, mop-up duty, man.
Damian Harris is a junior.
He's a junior, yes.
Scarborough's a junior?
Scarborough's a junior, but Scarborough is definitely going to go pro, I would say. I would say Damian Harris, I don't know. The thing about Harris, he is really fast when he hits the hole, but then it's his top-end speed maybe isn't there, and that I don't know if he's going to come back or not. I would say he's on the fence. I've heard both ways.
Let's say Damian Harris comes back, and no telling who they bring in, freshman. Who transfers, Brian Robinson or Josh Jacobs?
I'm going to say neither.
So they both
But
stay
see,
around.
Josh Jacobs is a true. I think Josh Jacobs, if you read his story going back to the Oklahoma days when he was playing high school ball, he wanted to always, he wanted to play for Alabama. He's like, that's what I want. That's my dream offer. And Alabama came in late. He didn't catch fire until very late in the recruiting process. And then Brian Robinson's from Tuscaloosa. You know what? He's not going to transfer. And then Najee Harris didn't go anywhere.
People would transfer from their mother's house if it meant playing time.
Yes and no. Let me say this. Would you rather be an Alabama running back where you split a lot of carries? Or would you rather be Kerryon Johnson, and even if you're hurt, or Cameron Petway, and even if you're hurt, you're going to tote that rock 35 times? You know?
Honestly, if you're a kid, you probably would take the Auburn way.
If do you think Cameron Petway's thinking that in about 6 weeks he's not going to think that way?
Well, I mean, if he gets well and he has a great second half.
Okay. Okay. I mean,
but I mean, it would be nice.
Running backs, it's been proven in the NFL now. Running backs have a very short shelf life.
No doubt.
Adrian Peterson can't get arrested right now. He just got traded to Arizona today for like some kind of conditional pick because he had 42 carries on the year. And guess what? Mark Ingram will be next. And then guess what? Alvin Kamara will be next because running backs don't have a long life anymore. And you don't need to get 100 carries. I mean, that was one thing Alabama fans were saying about Derrick Henry. You can let Kenyon Drake have some more carries.
Yeah,
that worked out because he won the Heisman and Alabama won a national championship. But I'm just saying sometimes it's platoon system isn't all that bad.
Oh, I love the way Alabama does it. I wish they would take notes at Auburn.
Yeah.
I mean, I've appreciated that ever since they started doing this. I mean, even ever since Saban's been there. I mean, if you got guys that are capable, of course, I don't know, man. There may be something too. Auburn has recruited smaller guys, and you saw Cam Martin one time try to pick up a blitz Saturday and just got rolled. And so there's something to that. Alabama's guys just seem to come in and they're already 230 pounds. So they probably are a little bit better at picking up the blitz early, so they can play. But
I'll tell you what, Damian Harris may be the best running back blocker in the country, if not nation. I mean, he was picking up blitzes left and right the other night. And when we come back, we can talk about Heisman talk because it was brought up today about Kerryon Johnson, but also who in the world is your favorite?
I don't know right now. That's a good question. Who's your favorite? 256-234-6221. Back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Sentricon termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Sentricon termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256 234-4457.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to hour number 2 of Sports Blitz Live. Andy Graham and Luke Robinson here with you until 9 o'clock. It's time for the Sports Blitz Players of the Week. And we'll start with the River Region Player of the Week, presented by LMG. That would be Tony Amerson from St. James. Rushed for 135 yards on 17 carries and scored 4 touchdowns on runs of 5, 1, 11, and 17 yards in a 56-12 win over Bullock County.
Big win there. And the concrete Kowaliga County Player of the Week is Trey Higgins of Oxford. The freshman was 9 of 16 for 173 yards and 3 touchdowns in his first career start as the unbeaten Jackets beat Southside Selma 42-0. He also rushed for 45 yards. Pretty good first outing.
Not bad. The Lee Apparel East Alabama Player of the Week is Robert Houston from Lafayette. Rushed 23 times for a school record, get this, 336 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead the Bulldogs to a 40-0 to win over Horseshoe Bend. He has 1,302 yards on 108 carries. That's a 12.6 average and 15 rushing touchdowns this season.
Good Lord.
That is a yeoman's work right there, my friend.
The Interlink Mortgage Services Lee County Player of the Week is Quatavius Soroyer. The junior receiver totaled 3 touchdowns in a 45-0 win against Valley. Soroyer caught 10 passes for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns while adding 22 rushing yards on 5 carries and another touchdown.
I'm glad you got that one. Sign Source Lake Martin Player of the Week, Cam Peoples from Central Clay County, rushed 27 times for 285 yards and 4 touchdowns in a 40-14 win over Lincoln.
The Russell Building Supply and Russell Do-It Center AHSAA Radio Network Player of the Week is Evan McPherson of Fort Payne. The senior kicker and Mississippi State commitment boomed 2 kicks that finished 1 yard shy of the state records Friday night. He nailed a 60-yard field goal and an 84-yard punt in the same game.
Wow.
You know, meanwhile, Alabama's flubbing kicks left and right, and this guy's committed to Mississippi State.
Yeah, J.K. Scott, that was not a – he had a one really
It was his
nice.
worst. That's what I'm saying. It was a – you talk about the perfect storm. J.K. Scott has the worst game of his career. Robert Foster, worst game of his career.
Lyman Ward Military Academy presents the AISA Player of the Week. That would be Luke Taylor from Fort Dale. Rushed 16 times for 181 yards and 3 TDs and completed 6 of 9 passes for 102 yards in a 24-7 win over Morgan Academy. Also, he recovered a fumble, recorded a sack, and intercepted a pass on defense. Sounds like Steve Spurrier or something. Mr. Do-It-All.
Hey, good job.
Heck of a night for Luke Taylor. Congratulations to all of the Sports Blitz Players of the Week. Now, let's talk a little bit about this Heisman.
This so-called Heisman. Yeah,
I say Kerryon Johnson all the way.
I'm glad you brought that up. I heard y'all talking about it on the Auburn Blitz today. I had to do a little homework on this.
Well, here was the numbers. Brett brought up,
him versus Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley has 6 rushing touchdowns. Kerryon Johnson has 12. Saquon Barkley's got like 16 or 17 more carries for, I think, 150 more yards than Kerryon Johnson does. And the question was, my question to Brett was, if Kerryon Johnson had not gotten hurt in the first game and had played against Clemson, had played against Mercer, had played, more against maybe Missouri. Maybe he did play against Missouri, but had not missed those 2 games, would he be at least in the conversation for a Heisman candidate?
My answer is simply no. He's a good player. Look, you can be a good player, a very solid player, and not be in the Heisman consideration. That's okay. His stats are 12 touchdowns. That does lead the country, and that is a nice stat. 5 of those touchdowns came against Missouri, and in that Missouri game, he had 48 yards rushing with 5 touchdowns. So they were all very short, inside the 10 touchdowns, where some other Auburn players had done the work to get all the way down there, and then he gets the credit. That's okay. I mean, some people are just scorers. He has a nose for the end zone. He had 136 yards against Georgia Southern. That's awesome. But Georgia,
that's in the first half.
Okay.
Basically.
He had 136 yards, and Georgia Southern's defense is 9th in the Sun Belt.
He pulled up a hamstring. He didn't play in the second half.
But so are we supposed to? If you go,
I'm just saying you're bringing out this stat like he only had 136.
I'm bringing out stats and just telling you the facts. He had 40
No,
yards
you're
against
misrepresenting
Missouri.
the facts.
I'm not misrepresenting. I'm telling you. I just wrote down what he had. He had 48 yards against Missouri.
Well, if it's on paper, then
Missouri, it's on the paper, Andy. They're 11th in the SEC in rushing defense. 116 yards against Mississippi State and 3 TDs, which is not bad. It's really good, actually, but they're 9th in the SEC in rushing defense. And then 204 yards against Ole Miss, and guess what? They're 13th in the SEC in rushing defense.
Well, they are now.
Well, they were before then. They just continued their ineptitude. But, meanwhile, and I looked at some other guys, okay, for instance, Nick Chubb. If you want to talk about a guy who should be in the Heisman discussion, to me it's Nick Chubb. He is splitting carries with Sony Michel, essentially.
Yeah.
And he's got
another kid.
He's got 91 carries, and he's averaging 6.7 yards per carry, whereas Kerryon Johnson.
Who have they played?
Well, okay, I was going to get to that. Hang on a second. Kerryon Johnson has 85 carries. Yes, he's played fewer games, but he's got 85 carries, and he's only averaging 5.93 yards a carry. Yeah. And Damian Harris has 59 carries, averaging 8.48 yards per carry. So, I mean, again, look, I think Kerryon Johnson's a really good player. I've followed him his whole career since he was a freshman at Madison Academy. I think he's good. Do I think he's Heisman good? I don't. I mean, Saquon Barkley, yeah, you can look at the stats the way you want to. He's also returned a kickoff for a touchdown. And he is also unquestionably the reason that team is undefeated.
So you think the Heisman's not a stat award?
I think it's a stat award plus other intangibles. I don't think this year there isn't a running back of just unbelievable stature. I don't think there's a Herschel Walker in here, a Bo Jackson, a Derrick Henry / Christian McCaffrey kind of battle going on, a Mark Ingram / Toby Gerhart battle going on even. I don't think there's anything like that. I think there are a bunch of really good running backs. I don't think there's a Leonard Fournette. I don't think there's somebody like that.
Well, the kid that you mentioned, the Love kid from Stanford.
Bryce Love, yeah.
I mean, nobody's going to see him play.
That's the problem.
But if he's got 1,500 yards with 6 games to play, people are going to start paying attention.
Well, he's got 1,200 yards right now, 1,240 yards right now. I think he's 6 games deep. I mean, look, he could end up easily with 2,500 yards. All you got to do is keep on your current pace. And if he does that, and there's nobody else that's standing out, I was telling you during the break that Chris Childers of XM Radio, Sirius XM Radio, his ballot had Luke Falk, the quarterback at Washington State, number 1. And, I can kind of buy that because I did watch them beat USC. At the same time, I know I'm not going to get to see them a lot more. Now, they do play this coming Friday against Cal. They should beat Cal. And they did win this past weekend in a game that some people thought may be tough at Oregon.
Yeah,
but Oregon isn't all that good. And then he had Jalen Hurts, number 3. And, even as an Alabama fan, and I love Jalen Hurts, it tells me more about the season in general that nobody really knows where to go with this thing right now. If there were a defender, AL.com had an article that, hey, Alabama's Heisman contender should be Minkah Fitzpatrick. if it's anybody. But it's an offensive award. We all know that.
No doubt.
You know, look, if Ndamukong Suh and Derek Thomas didn't win it, they ain't a defender that's going to win it for real.
We're up against another break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash for granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
We love football season.
Don't pass on these deals.
Drive a new 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab 4x2 Express for $289 down, $289 a month during Ram Power Days at Bice Motors.
Score big and save all season long.
Lease the all-new redesigned 2017 Jeep Compass Latitude for just $149 a month.
Drive in for the savings. Drive out with the win.
Come see us in Alex City. BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you for about 45 more minutes.
Bottom line, if you had a top, it may be top five, may be tough. Let's say it. You have a top five Heisman, who would it be?
I haven't seen enough of, guys out there. I know who wouldn't be on it.
Who's that?
I know the kid from Darno wouldn't be on it. I know that Baker Mayfield wouldn't be on it. I know that Lamar Jackson wouldn't be on it. They wouldn't be in the top. They might be rounding out 4 or 5 and 6.
That's the problem. I mean,
Barkley, I know everybody says that. I haven't seen him enough. I haven't watched Penn State play all year.
Tell you what, man, he's pretty doggone special.
Yeah, but he had 40-something yards rushing against
against Northwestern. But there were games where Bo Jackson and Herschel. Well, I don't know about Herschel, but Bo Jackson didn't get over 100 yards against.
That's probably because he had a broken leg, though.
They're going to key on him, and it would. I think we got to go by the sample size.
They're going to key on him. Northwestern Wildcats are going to key on him.
Hey, they did key. Northwestern isn't exactly Northwestern.
No excuses.
Oh, come
on. They got hammered by Duke.
Northwestern.
They got hammered by Duke.
I get it. I understand, but he did end up having a long touchdown that game, and he also. Did you see him in the Iowa game? It was pretty ridiculous. Yeah. How many teams would have won that game?
Yeah. I'm not saying he's not. He may be deserving. I just would like to see him play.
Look, I'm with you, and it's rather shameful sometimes with the Heisman because some years they're like three guys. I mean, that year when it was Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, and Deshaun Watson. I mean, if any three of those win it, you're like, okay, I get it. I wish I could give it to all three of them. I wish I could give some of the other ones that we've passed out over the years to one of those guys. Like this year, it's a shame Deshaun Watson, it was about timing. Deshaun Watson should have won the Heisman sometime in his career, it seems like. He just wasn't in the right spot at the right time.
Peyton Manning.
Huh? Peyton Manning, same deal.
Yeah. Well, Auburn takes care of Ole Mississippi as they fall to the Tigers 44-23. I still can't get over going for two and ending up losing by 21, which was the line.
Yeah, the line was 21 or 21 and a half. I don't think it got below that. I talked to somebody in the know, and they said some people bought it down. I was like, who is buying off 21 and a half? Those are the guys you want.
Yeah. LSU, Ole Miss, I feel for Luke, Matt Luke. He had no chance coming into the season, and you could just tell. I was sitting there and I told Brett this Monday, I knew Ole Miss was done at the kickoff.
There's no question.
Because everybody, you could tell they had a meeting, and the coaches were like, we got to be like, we all got to be Scott Cochran on caffeine turned up to 11. We have got to infuse some excitement in these players. We got to keep them going. We got to build them up. And Ole Miss came and they were just going crazy. And coaches, not the players. Just the coaches, in the first series. And I thought, y'all are done. Because if you have to do this to get your players up to play, you got no chance.
No, I totally agree.
And Ole Miss was running as fast. They were going as fast as they possibly could. And when it was 21-3, they were like, let's slow it down a bit. Mm-hmm. Let's back off a little bit. Let's take it a little slow. And then it was 35-3. They were like,
let's just stop.
Let's just go home.
I still think Shea Patterson, in terms of NFL ability, is the best quarterback in this league. I think that A.J. Brown is the best receiver in this league. He doesn't always show it. But, see, I have to factor in the fact they know they're playing for nothing. There's no pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. And I also have to factor in, I bet you both of those players with multiple others will be at other schools next year.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know why you stick. It depends on who they hire as a coach. Maybe they stick around to find out. You would think that Ole Miss, because they know that's probably coming, they'll make a decision pretty quickly. Those feelers are already out, seeing what they can
I'd be willing to bet. I've heard Oklahoma is a good landing spot for Shea Patterson. Baker Mayfield leaves. He goes to play for Lincoln Riley. They could have used him last week. Man, Baker Mayfield looked bad against Iowa State.
Yeah.
But, here's something else to talk about. Another talking point I haven't heard discussed is, I'm going to tell you, somebody can tell me they were at these games and I don't know what I'm talking about. I saw the Texas A&M Alabama game. Texas A&M is unranked, yes, but they only have one loss and they're playing the number one team in the country, and there were empty seats. I saw the Auburn game, and I've seen a couple Auburn games now at Auburn, including homecoming. They may have said they have sellouts. It ain't full. Somebody will call and say, I was there, and a bunch of people went to the bathroom at the same time. I'm telling you, it wasn't full.
Ole Miss was more full than Mercer.
Oh, okay. Ole Miss was maybe more full than Mercer. It was not full.
To be an 11 o'clock game,
It was clearly not full. My point is not that Auburn and Texas A&M are. My point is college football in general may be going through some of the same things that the NFL is going to, not necessarily because of protests, but just because now you're battling, hey, I could go to Auburn at 11 o'clock and get up at 5 in the morning to get down there to tailgate and do my thing and miss game day for the most part and, beat the dew off the car to get to Auburn and watch an 11 o'clock bore fest against a team that doesn't care. and then miss several good afternoon games and get home just in time, probably be too tired to stay up for whatever the good night game is. Or I could stay home, have a bathroom right near me that doesn't have a line, have a bunch of free food and free beer, and do what I want to do.
HD television.
I'm just, look.
Well, there's also nowadays in the South, every weekend you're deciding, should I battle the hurricane or should I stay home? I mean, you know, I had a friend of mine, and emailed me before the game, said, I'm not going to come because I'm going to have to come back to Mobile right after the game, and I don't want to do it in a hurricane. I mean, it's like that every weekend.
Yeah, I totally agree. And look, I just to prove I'm not picking on Auburn or Texas A&M, same thing about Alabama. I went to the Colorado State game. I'm telling you, it was a sellout. It wasn't full.
Yeah.
LSU, I watched that Troy game, and it wasn't full to begin with, but when Troy got up 17-0, there was nobody in there. Nobody. Troy people.
Yeah. Well, LSU fans are pretty notorious. If you get up on them at half,
you get up 3-0, they'll start bolting.
They'll get out of there pretty quick. Anything else that you? What
were we talking about?
I can't remember. Finish up the Auburn talk. Let's get to a break. I want to finish up. We'll put a cap on that. We'll spend a whole segment on it. Don't go anywhere. I know it's tempting, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Looking for the area's best one-stop shop? Foshi's Watts is where to go. Foshi's Watts has non-ethanol gas for you boaters and you lawn care guys. Although cutting the grass is less fun than going to the lake, you can also get live bait and tackle, cold beverages, and they have fresh biscuits starting at 5 a.m. and the best candy prices in town. You can even fill your propane tank and get a bag of everybody's favorite pellet ice for only $1.50. Get it all at Foshi's Watts on Dadeville Road in Alex City, the area's best one-stop shop. Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Hi. We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a trusted choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
LMG Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lmgadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Peaches and Clean, caring for your floors and a whole lot more in East Central Alabama.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live, rounding out our Auburn talk as they will travel to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a place that has been none or all too unkind to the Tigers in the last, almost 20 years now, as Auburn has not won since 1999. We went down the list today on the Auburn Blitz and, brought back some bad memories.
And you want to know a little trivia? I was at that 99 game.
Is that right?
Auburn LSU.
Why?
Okay, long story.
Long story. Let me give you the short version.
Short version is a friend of mine was dating an LSU girl.
Okay.
And
I knew a girl was involved.
He set me up with an LSU girl. We go to the game, and I remember vividly LSU was 8.5-point favorite, and I remember that because I bet big on LSU because I was around a bunch of LSU people, and they were telling me how bad they were going to beat Auburn.
Yeah. You should have been tipped off by Jerry DiNardo.
You should have. And I also remember that was the game with the flip over the head, the fake. And I was sitting in the end zone when he did that, and I was thinking, that's one of the coolest plays I've ever seen.
That was a Tommy Turnbull,
Yeah, I'd never seen that before. But that's also the year, that Auburn had almost lost to Appalachian State to start the year out, So it wasn't like Tuberville had set the world on fire before then. But ironically, the girl I went out with, I ended up marrying one of her pledge sisters, and we ended up divorcing, but that's just kind of weird how things...
So it's got a happy ending.
No, it doesn't. That's why moral of the story is don't ever go to Auburn game for any reason.
All right, I came up with some questions just for you.
Go ahead.
Okay. And these are tilted toward LSU and Auburn. LSU starting 22 are more talented than Auburn's starting 22. True or false?
I'm going to say false. And if LSU started with the team we thought they were going to have at the end of July, I might say true. But now LSU's had so many people hurt. A starting lineman is transferred. Geis is, you don't know what he's doing. Arden Key is he
comes and goes.
50-50. So I think Auburn's got the better starting 22.
Fill in the blank. Blank will be the difference if LSU wins.
I guess I got to say Danny Etling.
Can Danny Etling beat Auburn?
No, and see, I think people are going to buy into LSU's got a chance this weekend because they beat Florida, not realizing how bad Florida is.
That should have no bearing on this.
I know, but I'm going to say Etling. I don't know that he can. I should have said turnovers. I think Auburn's got to have some turnovers.
I think that's probably a good one. Fill in the blank. Blank will be the difference if Auburn wins.
The laws of nature.
Kerryon Johnson, of course. No.
Heisman winner, Kerryon Johnson. No, just if things go according to plan, just regular nature.
Yeah.
I mean, if it just happens, if the game kicks off.
If the game kicks off. What's the chances this game is a blowout?
Oh, I don't.
A lot of blowouts in this series.
Yeah, there have been a lot of blowouts in this series, and some of them very unexpected. And there have been a lot of blowouts in the league this year.
Yeah.
I can see Auburn winning by double digits.
Just to verify, a blowout would be 3 touchdowns.
Okay, I think it's not a very good chance of that. I'm going to say that I think the fans would come down sort of like I had too much Alabama in me. I think the fans say I got too much Cajun in me and literally block the end zone.
That's probably
human shield.
Oof. Over under 100 yards rushing for Darius Geis.
I got to go under because he just isn't himself right now.
And Darrell Williams has been getting most of the lion's share of the carries.
Now, if Geis goes over 100, I like LSU's chances.
He looked a lot healthier versus Florida.
He did, and if he goes over 100, I like LSU's chances. I don't think he can do it because of Auburn's defense. I also don't think he can do it because of his health.
I don't know if that matters. I mean, if he gets 100 yards and they could still end up with 280 yards total offense. Yeah. Because if you watch that LSU-Florida game, there's one thing that you came away thinking these two teams are awful throwing the football.
Okay, that's true. Now, but let me say this. The other thing, this game is more important than the Troy game, right? I mean, it's a SEC West game. And if they win this, they can forgive the Troy thing a little bit. Like, Troy's not going away no matter what they do, but if they win this, they can at least have a glimmer of some kind of spicy hope. You know, it's Cajun, so you got to have some kind of, okay.
I got it.
They can have some kind of a, you know, it'll be a mirage, a roux of hope.
Well, you know, look, let's just be perfectly honest here. Auburn should be shot if they don't win this game.
If Auburn doesn't win this game, I'm going to tell you where Gus Malzahn is, directly back on the hot seat. I don't care how they lose it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a mentality thing. That's what somebody commented today on our show. You know, that Auburn's more physical. LSU's not a physical team this year. It's not about physical. It's about mental. It's a mental block for Auburn right now. I mean, you cannot lose 8 straight times, miss 5 field goals one time, have a lead, and LSU inexplicably just throw a 20-yard, 25-yard touchdown pass as time expires when it shouldn't have. You know, when all they had to do was kick a field goal to win.
Yeah.
Try to lose it and still win it. I mean, it just so many things have happened.
Well, let me put it in another way.
Okay.
Since 2000, Alabama, UAB, and Troy have all won in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Auburn has not.
Bam. How you like that?
Yeah. I like it. I know you don't.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
So this is the year to do it. Troy has showed us the way.
Just run.
Just run the ball.
Now, again, that's the other thing. If Auburn loses, and I agree Gus will be on the hot seat, and he should be, but it's not the end of the world there either. If you're LSU, everybody's going to talk about Troy all the time. Number one, Troy's better than you think, okay? And number two, there's no way LSU is going to have play with the same level of intensity against Troy that they do with Auburn. Now, that may be offset by the fact that Auburn is better than Troy, but I'm just saying people love to cross-compare games that happened 3-4 weeks ago against inferior competition, and you can't do that. I mean, these are –
compare Mississippi State.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks difference. I mean,
but now, see, here's the thing. We all bought into Mississippi State because they beat LSU.
Exactly.
And then LSU turns around and loses to Troy, and Mississippi State gets housed by Georgia and Auburn, and all of a sudden everybody's like, we don't know what we're talking about.
No, yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, you base your expectations on,
what you've done.
Like LSU. They're going to be good. Not so
or
much.
like, LSU shut out BYU. They didn't cross the 50. BYU can't cross the 50 on anybody.
Awful.
They're terrible.
And they go to state this week.
They go to state, and they're going to get beat badly, and people are going to say,
Back on the
Mississippi
bus.
State's, here we go, Mullen.
Dan Mullen, underrated.
Yeah. I mean, look,
Who
Florida,
was that idiot that said he was the second best coach in the – wait a minute. He probably still is.
But now, Florida, same thing. Florida has been falling out of a well. Jim McElwain's press conferences have literally been, I don't know either.
Yeah.
We just did it. And it finally caught up to him. It is a little reminiscent of Gus Malzahn when he finally lost to Texas A&M and Auburn didn't find a way to win that game in 2014. Because they had always found
a way to lose it.
They found a way to win every other game. And like when they didn't find a way, everybody was like, that's odd. And then he started losing a bunch of games, and I think McElwain's on that same path. How they are a 3-point favorite to get Texas A&M this week, I have no idea.
People don't believe what they saw.
They don't believe what they saw on either side, and they keep thinking Florida's going to get this. But Kadarius Toney is now a little banged up. If he doesn't play for Florida, who is your offensive weapon? I like LaMichael P. Ryan, but he's not going to –
You don't like him that much.
I don't like him that much.
Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live after this.
Your comfort is our number one concern. Advanced heat and air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's train dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number one concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Game day. Last season you were watching football at the mercy of that loathed cable company and your weird roommate with the ornery chinchilla. But today you're going to watch wherever the Wild you want. You go here, Wild Wind Cafe. They've got all the games on more screens than you can count. And cute roommates. This is just the Wild you need. So go wild, superfan. We can't help your choking QB, but we do have cold beer.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you, gotta get to Gills. Selection and price, gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
What do you see when you think about your future?
Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. We are talking about the SEC now, moving on to a little broader topic. Some interesting games over the weekend. We were talking about the LSU and Florida game, certainly during the break and in the previous segment. I don't know if you'd call it entertaining, but it was an ugly game.
Yeah, it was a dreadful
And you know what the best thing about that game was? The crowd singing "I Won't Back Down."
There's
between
no
the third
question,
and fourth quarter.
far and away.
That was the cool
was
moment.
So cool. That was
I
so
loved
college
that.
football.
It really was. And I mean, that was just, poor Tom Petty. But God rest his soul. But that was.
How about, I'll tell you, in this, I want to stick on the SEC, and I won't talk about this long. But how about Western Michigan and Buffalo playing, was it 7 or 8 overtimes? Longest game in NCAA history, and highest scoring game in NCAA history.
Yeah, 7 overtimes.
In modern history, I think Georgia Tech beat Cumberland 222-0. But anyway, I want to go back to SEC. I'll tell you, you know who the sickest person in the league is right now? I mean, and I don't think it's close. Mark Stoops at Kentucky. How they lose to Florida, and if they beat, the wheels were going to come off of Florida. Everything, you could tell how rickety it was. The grocery cart you always get that's got the one bad wheel, and you're like, I just hope it doesn't come off while I'm driving it. The wheel finally came off.
Yeah.
And if it could have come off at Kentucky, and if it had come off against Kentucky, I think LSU may bury Florida.
Yeah, that's probably true.
They still had this little air of unearned confidence.
And Kentucky did everything right except for about 3 stupid things.
3 plays. 3 plays. And they'd be undefeated right now. They would be undefeated, probably top 13.
Maybe so. You talk about an epic matchup with them in Georgia coming up, looming.
Oh, but it would be in November. So, and Kentucky's got the schedule where I think they play both Mississippi schools this year.
Maybe so. Wow.
And I think they played Mississippi and Mississippi
Good
State. They
fortune
can
for
beat both of them. They miss Auburn, LSU, Alabama, Texas A&M. That's about all you can ask for. And so they would go into Athens maybe undefeated, and you would talk about something cool.
I will say, and I told you, Kentucky wouldn't. There's no
I know
chance. There's no chance they would cover.
I know.
And Missouri would have an opportunity to win the game.
I know. I was wrong. I say that a lot with you on here. But I was definitely. I'm going to look up Kentucky's schedule while we're talking. But I really thought, because I still think Missouri is one of the worst teams I've seen.
I told Brett they looked like they had some fun, so I'm so happy for them.
They did look like they had some fun. They looked like they. See, that's the thing. Ole Miss might beat somebody because of that. Mm-hmm. Ole Miss has more talent than Missouri, and if they just go out there and have fun, they may beat somebody. If Missouri can go out there and have all the fun they want, it can be a water slide. They ain't winning.
Ole Miss, they can score. I mean, if they ever get going and kind of figure out, and the offense kind of gets rolling a little bit, they can score on anybody, really. But they just can't stop anybody.
Well,
it could be a really fun game for them, but they're going to have to outscore somebody.
Well, going back to Kentucky, they're off this week, and they face Mississippi. They go to Mississippi State the week after this, but they have a week to prepare for them.
Yeah.
An extra week, and then they host Tennessee.
Winnable.
I think they'll be the heavy favorite.
Probably so.
Then they host Ole Miss. I think they'll be the favorite. Then they go to Vandy. They'll obviously be a favorite. And then they've got they travel to Georgia and they host Louisville. They beat Louisville last year in Louisville. Yeah. I mean, this Kentucky team should have been undefeated going to Georgia, and it's got to make them sick. Now, that being said,
they're 5-1, right?
They're 5-1. They still control their own destiny.
Here's the thing, though: they could finish the season 7-5.
I mean, tell me
they could absolutely.
Tell me the losses in there that you feel confident besides Georgia.
They could easily lose to Ole Miss.
Easily, I don't think so.
Easily.
Oh, okay.
They could easily. They're going to lose to Mississippi State.
Look, I don't want to fight you on it because you've been right so much more often than me. I want to look at Ole Miss's schedule. I think Ole Miss is going to have fun one game and beat somebody.
Yeah.
Now, when I say somebody, I mean I don't mean an Arkansas because that's a total toss-up of just awfulness. But Ole Miss is a 3-point favorite against Vandy this weekend at home.
Oof.
How is Ole Miss a 3-point favorite over anybody?
This is true.
I like Vandy.
Look how bad Vandy has played the last 3 games.
But look who they've played.
I know. But, I mean, sooner or later, when they're Vandy, you just get it beaten out of you.
Maybe.
And you're like.
But see, I think unlike Matt Luke, I think Derek Mason does have the ear of his team.
He may do it.
I don't think anybody on that Ole Miss squad is listening to Matt Luke at all.
Let me give you a true or false here. This is the worst collection of SEC teams in recent memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think – I'll tell you what. I still think it's Alabama and then a little gap and then Georgia, but I think Georgia's closed that gap. And then I also think Auburn has closed the gap between Georgia and Auburn.
Blank is the best conference in America right now.
I mean, I guess I'm going to say the Pac-12 because I think that's the most competitive top to bottom. Arizona,
Washington State.
Washington State. I mean, USC loses to Washington State, but they still have a lot of NFL players on that team. I mean, Oregon, maybe I'm just buying into some old Oregon stuff, and I know they got beat this weekend, but they're not bad. Arizona is getting better. They went to Colorado and won.
Utah's not bad.
Utah was just ranked. They lost at home to Stanford, but Stanford's got the leading rusher in the country.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the Pac-12 is probably the best conference right now.
What's the chances Georgia is undefeated going to the SEC championship game?
Ooh, I'm going to say 50-50 right now. But I'm going to say this. The game that scares me more, as much as Auburn. Not as much as Auburn. Auburn's the toughest game they got. I'm telling you, you talk about a bugaboo, Florida.
Yeah. They'll find a way.
They'll find a way to flub it. If they can flub it, they will find a way. And let's not forget, Jake Fromm is a true freshman.
Yeah, that's true. And throws about 11 passes a game.
It doesn't. Well, when you got Sony Michel and Nick Chubb, I don't blame him.
Over under. It's tricky. 6 more combined SEC wins for Ole Miss, Missouri, and Tennessee. All right, here's Ole Miss. They got Vandy, LSU, Arkansas, Kentucky, A&M, and Mississippi State.
I think they win one of those.
Missouri's got Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Vandy, Arkansas.
They win none of them.
South Carolina, Alabama, Kentucky, Missouri, LSU, Vandy.
Over under 6 with those? Oh, under.
You going under?
Oh, I'm going under.
See, I said Ole Miss could win. Vandy.
If you had said it was 4.5, I would have taken under.
Why?
Well, I mean, let me tell you, I think Tennessee has mailed it in. Now, I've told you about all the ways I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was dead on about Tennessee.
You were.
Right?
I'll give you. Yeah.
I mean, I said Tennessee's going to be historically bad. Then they beat Georgia Tech, and everybody's like, you know what we're talking about? They shouldn't have beat Georgia Tech.
Poor old Bob Kessling. He was. Yeah, Tennessee, not there. Yeah, we're going to.
Hey, your Kessling's better than yours, Ron.
He thought they were a few players away.
Yeah. Oh, they're a few. It's pronounced 100.
Oh, tough times in Knoxville.
I tell you what, I do dig it. Like this drama, and now they're what they call groomers. You know, John Gruden rumors to Tennessee. There's no way John Gruden's going to Tennessee.
Chip Kelly, maybe.
I don't think they can hire Chip Kelly.
Maybe not. Up against a break, we'll be back with the final segment of Sports Blitz Live for this evening. Be back right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
Welcome back to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live on this beautiful Tuesday evening. One more question, Luke, to round it out. If Vandy at Ole Miss was a bowl game, what would it be called?
I mean, the typical would be the toilet bowl.
Toilet, that's too easy.
That's way too easy. I mean, I'm going to have to – I don't even know. Who would sponsor that?
That's a good – I mean, this has got the Roto-Rooter.
I mean, yes, I mean, you talk about the – they'd have to call Poulan Weed Eater and say, y'all want one more shot at it?
The honey
Has any bowl ever – has any brand ever benefited more from a bowl sponsorship than Poulan Weed Eater?
Probably not.
Is there still a Poulan Weed Eater?
I don't think so.
I mean, if there isn't, it's not for lack of advertising.
How about the Honey Wagon Septic Tank Bowl?
I like it. I like it.
All right, it's time for the airing of grievances, and I've got one tonight.
Got a lot of problems with you people.
I got a lot of problems with you, but not you people in particular. In fact, this is more of a public service announcement than it is a grievance, but I'll just say this. I've been to 4 years of college, and I partied more than I should have. And but just as people I hung around with, the things that I did, I saw marijuana twice in my life. Probably. That's about it. And I wasn't participating. I just saw it. I've never seen an illicit drug in my life, in real life, in person. I've seen two people snort cocaine on ESPN in the last 2 years.
Okay, this man.
Matty Malk from Missouri, and the offensive line coach from. I've seen two people snort cocaine. So, I want to say now for you good citizens, good people, just tune me out. I'm talking to the morons. So all you morons out there, please, for the love of everything that's decent and holy, please continue to videotape yourself doing idiotic, illegal, and moronic things, because you need to be outed, and we need to mark you as idiots and morons and lunatics.
Scarlet letter?
Absolutely. If you didn't see it, the offensive lineman for the Miami
Offensive
Dolphins.
line coach.
Offensive line coach, what did I say?
You said offensive lineman.
Oh, offensive line coach.
They just
for Miami.
played like they were.
Yeah. Videotapes, I mean, not just, it's bad enough that he's doing a line of coke before he goes into a team meeting in his office. But the fact that he videotapes himself.
Why did he videotape it?
To send it to his girlfriend stripper who's apparently pregnant, and to tell her how much he misses her and how much he enjoys getting high with her.
Does FTD have a bouquet for that? Like, I miss you so much, I want to snort?
I don't know, but I bet STD has some kind of commercial for that.
Well played.
Look, I just, it's what kind of, Brett said it best, what is wrong with people?
But, it's, if you're going to videotape yourself snorting cocaine and you're in the NFL right now, what better time to do it than while this kneeling controversy is going on?
Yeah, I don't think there's a good time to do it.
Well, I'm just saying you've got to pick your spots here.
I guess maybe so.
I mean, you don't want to do it when everything's going great, because then you're the problem.
Yeah.
Like, he's number 12 on NFL's problem list right now.
Well, he doesn't have a job, so he's not anybody's problem anymore.
He's zero, problem zero.
But I mean, dude, your life, you got problems in your life. And but I want you to remember, please, morons, please continue to videotape yourself, because you need to be outed.
How do you get back into coaching after that?
You don't. Well, that's the end of the show. We appreciate so much all of you out there joining us. He's Luke Robinson. I am Andy Graham. So long for now. We will talk again soon.
even the best of us forget sometimes. But buckling up is one thing you always want to remember.
Seatbelts save lives. Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
Your comfort is our #1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our #1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you. Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937, 866-837-6937, or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no